good all the time and is nature wow. Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is John. I'm here sharing with you the succession, the ruling of kings who ruled the people of Israel, their lives, their succession. We have learned to learn more from them. And today we are on southern kingdom of Judah. We are going to talk about King Jehoshaphat. Jehoshaphat ascended on the throne at age of 35 years old. He sought to walk in the ways of his father Asa. He didn't turn aside the ways of God. Blessed is the kingdom whose God is the Lord, and blessed are the parents whose their character and behavior uplift their children's life, and also after generation will uplift them. Jehoshaphat walked in the ways of the Lord. He didn't turn aside. Earlier in his reign, he destroyed strange form of worship. Also, he encouraged people to walk in the ways of God, and he was prosperous his days. Even though he was consented, when the heads of prosperous increased, he consented his son marriage to Atalia, daughter of Ahab. This union will soon brought kingdom of Judah and Israel together, but it was not the will of God. Even this union, Jehoshaphat, even though he was joined with King Ahab by the war which Ahab faced for bring back some refuge city, Jehoshaphat consented to sought God, to inquire God if the will of God should move on. And Ahab, because he didn't worship through God, he brought his priest, his false priest, false prophet, in order to get cancer. But Jehoshaphat was still in doubt if there is a prophet God. That was his will of God, that he should seek to learn the will of God. Jehoshaphat, in the midst of his reign, his kingdom was invaded by some stranger of the children of Moab and Ammonites. They plot to invade his kingdom. Jehoshaphat truly was strengthening his army and defense city. It was well prepared to meet any foe, but he was not believe in this arm of flesh. He sought to learn the will of God. He planned to a day of fasting around the kingdom. The people joined the king for fasting and pray earnestly for pleading God to get help. And Jehoshaphat stood on court temple, and he poured out his soul in praying God. And the people joined him, and the word of God came to his prophet. Go and tell the king, don't worry about the battle. It's not yours. The battle is from the Lord. And in the next day, they woke up. They woke up in the morning in the battle, singing with song. When they go to battle, they were singing. Some singers are presented in front of, and the army is well over. And also, they present and they wake up the morning, move to the war in singing with great joy, because God had already revealed them that the battle is not for them but for the Lord. The Lord smote all the children of Moab and the Ammonites in the eyes of Jehoshaphat and his people. They returned their home with full glad and joy, because the Lord have already fought against them. The children of Moab were smote by the power of God. That was the peace around his kingdom, and the fear of God, of the Lord God was around his kingdom. The people live in abundant life, and God give him rest around his kingdom. And according to Jehoshaphat, is the only one king from the beginning to the end, has never ever turned away from God. He walked in the ways of God from the beginning to the end, and he was prosperous. And the lesson should get of these kings according to our life. In obedience to God's law, there is great gain. In conformity to the divine requirement, there is power that's controlling in the life of every man and human. If the gods, if the requirement of heaven, if the teaching of God were brought under controlling influence of every man and woman, if the mind and the heart were brought under its restraining power, the evil now existing in the life of social and national would have no praise. If more praising God were engaged now, today, the faithful and the hope faithful would be increased, steadily increased. So there is a power in God's words. There's power to believe and to walk in the ways of God. There is a gain. There's abundant life. So let us be stead in the word of God, so that we could be all the ways which could have influence in our own life, and also our children's life. Be happy always in God and faithful always in God, so that you can be able to uplift your children and your descent in the future everlasting life of God. Be with us also in this passage of books and on this page of light, and see you next week. God bless you.